Alright, so I've kind of been playing this on and off, not really that much, and so this my personal world that I've been kind of working on just to kind of like get through the next few tiers, just kind of see how like it works, kind of like been watching some videos on what sort of configurations and stuff and like of blueprints and certain designs that I could kind of work on. So like where I'm at is kind of where like you and I kind of are with our world that we're working on together. And so like I haven't advanced to another phase. I'm kind of working on that, and that's kind of where I'm sort of working at it on the top right here. I'm trying to get phase 2 of the space elevator completed. So what I've kind of done is I've like fed over the materials for the space elevator next to the space elevator here. So all the logistics just kind of funnels over to this little area. So there's 3 different parts. So I've got the smart plates, versatile framework stuff in the middle, automated wiring goes to the top. And so I've sent everything over. I've got steel beams and steel pipes sent over to here to kind of, a ton of pipes to be closer to the base so I don't have to like go and collect it all over here. So there's a bunch of coal nodes that are here, and I've got my coal power, but I'm taking like a little bit just to kind of process some of the beams and the wires, the beams and the pipes. But I've got a truck bringing it all over to this area. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, but it was all afterthoughts, so it's not really clean. I was working on this road as like kind of a highway to connect that little area, but there is something a little finicky about roads and blueprints and stuff that doesn't quite work very well. So snapping them, it took forever to build this one particular road because I tried to make it so I could have like this little tunnel here and like the hyper tube, so I could just like go out to the road so I don't have to actually do anything, and it'll just take me over to where I need to go. I can make like a hyper cannon so it'll launch me into the hyper tube if I wanted to. But this is kind of very like, I like this open theme where it's like very open. As I'm traveling through, you can kind of still see the world. You can tilt it down, see the roof and other things like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you can kind of see where like I'm heading over to. It just kind of ends there for now. But these are kind of the things that I've been working on. Just kind of trying to stay on top of the power. I think we're up to, what was that? Yeah, 4 sets of 8 coal power. So I'm up to 32 coal, which takes 15 coal per each. So if you do like the 15 times what was it, 24, so 360 coal, a ton of water and stuff. So I've got like all that set up for my power, so that's all good. The coal all comes from over here, and they got the beams going. And so all that comes over here, and all in this little area. Just kind of did something a little quick and easy. But yeah, so that's kind of everything that I've done in addition to my world, and just kind of wanted to give you a little update about the things I've been working on. Try to make it a little bit more like fancy by trying to make like all this piping, or not piping, but like all of this like these little objects. But things I keep hearing about in like building this sort of style of highway is that it creates a lot of objects. And if we were to try to use this sort of highway going across the world, you can kind of see I have a lot of lights set up. Not too many. Ooh, no, go the other way. That's one nice thing about the hypertube is you kind of just turn around, force it to go back. But like all the lights and all the different objects can really kind of slow down the entire world if it's just littered with this type of road. So I feel like there's got to be some sort of like mix of having like a minimal road for like off-roads, like that you'll just never travel on, and then have main roads that have like main human logistics transport. And maybe that doesn't have to travel along the roads. The roads can be very minimal in like very low traffic areas for us, but it's like that's just kind of stuff that I've heard about. But our graphics cards are decent. I am looking to upgrade my own graphics card, so that won't be an issue either, because right now I have very low graphics right now, hence the fog, and the distance is kind of low. But yeah, so I've been kind of exploring a lot. This one's a little bit nicer of like a minimal road, because there's just like 2 lights, maybe even cut down on some of the stuff, but just like have some foundations, railing, lights, maybe not lights, and that's that. So that way it just kind of cuts down on like rendering that many more objects. So what people will do is they'll just like take a ton of these like little like signs, and of course I don't have any signs unlocked, but they'll take little signs, they'll make like little objects, but they'll have each blueprint have like dozens of those little signs, and that will just, and each one of these areas is like another blueprint. So if you see there's a couple dozen, now you've got a few hundred littered about the map, so it can get really messy. So I've kind of turned my starter base, started transitioning to like the mid-tier stuff, and really kind of kicking off the mid-tier, like completing the phase 2 of the space elevator here. Is kind of where I'm at in the blueprint. What's designer? I started I started trying to get my storage logistics set up. So now I have a blueprint that will take in one input of all materials, so I can just dump materials into this space here. All of it will flow through. It'll just kind of branch off to whatever it needs to go to, whatever you assign here. So I've already done a little bit of testing. It'll send it off to the container. If the container is full, it'll send the excess over to this other belt. So it'll send it over to the right, up in this way, and it'll all send it out to the sink so I can get all the coupons that I need. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating for the end, sort of mid-game like hub to look like, is to have some sort of just dump a bunch of materials into these containers, maybe have an overflow that kind of cycles back around. However I want it to kind of look like, we'll see how it goes. But for now, that's kind of where I'm at, and what the end game hub will look like is going to be totally different, because I want to handle like having faster belts, because right now these are 270, which is probably enough for what I want it to do. So we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, that's kind of the base in a nutshell, and I hope you enjoyed the little update. So, alright, and we'll see kind of once phase 2 of the space elevator finishes up, we'll see what's all unlocked for the mid-tier and everything else. So I'm pretty excited to see what that looks like, but time will tell. Alright, thank you for watching the update, and we'll see you the next couple days and see where I'm at.